Okay, this video is to show students and advisory teachers how to create their Livebinder and their About.me page. So the first few weeks of school, when we were having some technical difficulties, students were running into some errors on trying to sign up for Livebinder. So I'm going to walk you through what those troubleshooting options are as they go in to create their Livebinders. So what's happening when students go into livebinder.com, they're going to go ahead and click sign up and sign up with Google. And what was happening is when you get to this page and students put in their Gmail account for school, it wants to verify that the two emails match. And so you're not getting the sign up button down here. So what students need to do is they need to put their cursor right after the second email that they put in, and they need to either hit enter or I think go on the iPads, because what that is going to do is match up these two. It's actually going to run the system and match up these two email accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, press enter. Emails match, but what you're going to see is I'm getting a red message because I already have an account, because I've already signed in and created an account on Livebinder. If a student does not have a Livebinder, then it would take them to their shelf once they've created this. If you're having students that are getting this message right here, they already have an account, so they should go into log in and log in with Google. When they do that, it should take them to kind of their Livebinder, like where their shelves are at. And most students would just have this one right here, which just says start here. And so what students need to do in order to create these binders that have the letter B on it, there was a link that they needed to go to on previous directions where they would actually copy a template. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edit one of these, and I want to actually remove it out of here. So let me go back to my binders here, because I've done this a couple times. So you have a couple different options here of things that you need to do, and eventually I'll come through and I'll delete these. But in order to get the sample portfolio, what students need to do is, if you go back to the directions from previous advisories, and I have put that link on today's advisory directions, but they'll scroll down, and right here, making a copy of the Livebinder template, students need to click on this link. So when I click on this link, it is going to take me to the template. In order to copy that, then I need to go up to these three lines right here, click on that, and then come over right here to where it says copy. And I'm going to click copy. And it says copy to my binder shelf. So if I go over now to where I'm logged in, over here, Welcome K. Kleppe, and I click on my binders, you're now going to see I actually have a third one because that template was copied over. If it's not showing up for students, they might have to hit refresh up here in the top corner, and then you're going to see they should have a binder here that has a letter B on it. Okay. Once that's in here, students will click edit, and they have to go through and actually change some things so it actually says their name and not necessarily a copy of sample portfolio. And all of those steps were back on these directions for students on what they need to put in. So I'm going to kind of scroll down to that. But basically they're changing this to their first and last name, ICAP portfolio. And what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and click on that little, let me go back to this page here. Where is it at? Sorry. Right here. And where I clicked on copy sample portfolio, and it opens up this page of binder settings. And right here, you're going to change it to their first and last name, ICAP portfolio, and then down here, they're going to put their first and last name under the binder author. Okay. Once they're done with that, they'll click save, and they can exit out of that. But what they are going to want to do here is down here, like I said, they're going to put in their binder name, and they'll go through. Once they're done here, they will click save, and then they click the X out of there. And then the other thing that they're going to need is to go back into that screen. It's under the settings tab, which is right here. they're going to need the link to this portfolio when they create their About Me page. So I'm going to click on Access right here. This is the link that they're going to need to copy, okay, that they're going to need for the About.me page. So they would highlight that and copy that. So I'm going to show you where that's at again, is if they go into the Settings and then click on Access, here is the link to their portfolio, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of there. So that's creating their Livebinder, okay? Then what they need to do is follow the directions to create this About.me page, okay? Those directions are right here on the directions for today. Create an About Me page. So students, if they just follow those directions step by step, then eventually they will put in the link to their Livebinder portfolio. So when students are complete, they'll have an About Me page. And if they name it correctly, I'm going to highlight this up here, their web address for this should be about.me and then / their first and last name and their graduation year. That is the URL that's going to be sent home to parents and families in order to view this progress as they move through high school. And so then once a student puts that link in, if they follow those steps, they'll click on View My Portfolio, and it should take them right into their ICAP portfolio. Okay. So again, to create that About.me page, they just need to follow those directions. Right here, create an About.me page. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link to the directions. And then they follow this step by step. It will help them create the page. But then again, they need to make sure that they follow those steps so they get the correct URL as they go through there. It is going to ask them to put in a photo at some point. If they don't have a photo of themselves, they can use any image saved off Google for now that they like, and then go back and change that later. But this is the part that's really important, is on step 16. When they're going in and putting this in, they need to put their first name, their last name, and their graduation year, as that becomes part of their URL address. Okay, so it will look like this. They will click on their portfolio. It will take them to their ICAP portfolio. And those are basically the steps of getting that created. Moving forward, these things will be done at the 7th and 8th grade level, and so they will just continue to add to it each year of high school as they go through their individual career and academic plan. If you have questions, send me an email or contact Mrs. Kleppe. And this is the end of the video on setting up the portfolio, and I will have some separate steps here on what the grade level should have completed by the end of the first quarter that are basically related to the self-understanding tab. Thanks.